Hello? Hello? Hi. Welcome back. I'm gonna be doing some more PGR tonight. Yeah. So this is the last of Punishing Grey Raven's integrated patches. And it's a bit of a big one because it's got 2 main story chapters and 2 side story chapters. It's kind of a lot. Which I'm having fun. I'm having a good time, I gotta say. It's not surprising. I enjoy this game. But yeah. So I mentioned at the end of last stream, so this is an integrated patch, yes. It's 3 patches combined into one. Through the Tide Home, Woven Prologue, and Ideal Cage. And even on the original Chinese server, where they're just doing patches at a regular pace, the patch Through the Tide Home had 2 main story chapters in it. I think this is the first time they've ever done that in a patch. It had Echoes Adrift, which we did last time, and now Dreams Rewound. And so in a lot of the pre-patch marketing, Echoes Adrift was what they showed trailers for and stuff. So I don't really know a lot about what's going on in Dreams Rewound, because there just hasn't really been there hasn't been a story chapter trailer for it. But I have a guess. I read a synopsis in the patch notes. Actually, maybe I can just go. Let me pull that up. I can read it. Where did I see? Here. Okay. Dreams Rewound. Deja vu lingers, striking wide and deep. Crimson spire clawing skyward foretells the downfall of civilization, while the raging punishing virus drowns all that once felt familiar. These dreadful visions play out before the eyes. Are they rehearsals of what is to come, or recollections of what has never been seen? Time, once straight and sure, has begun to twist upon itself in the shadow of the spiral tower, one that is only seen in visions, never in stone. The future resembles another dimension's yesterday, while the past seems to bind tomorrow's path. From this tangled skein spill countless possibilities, each demanding to be born. And so, after beholding pasts and futures, how will you take up the charge of history and set your first step into the unwritten future? So, basically my guess is, and so we've been, we're gonna do a quick little recap, just a quick little recap. We have recently done a timeline reset, pretty big deal. And having gone through this timeline reset and made sure that the bad timeline is no longer happening, we have having made sure that the bad timeline isn't happening anymore, we have started kind of moving. No, well, I guess we haven't made sure the bad time isn't happening anymore. We're just not in the bad timeline anymore. My guess is that we're going to kind of go through a bit of a speed run of previous chapters. and we're going to kind of see what happens in the new permutation of the timeline that we've created. And so in the last chapter, Echoes Adrift, we went through the events of Across the Ruined Sea again, but with some changes because of the timeline reset. Commandant was having these weird flashbacks. Vonnegut was kind of losing control of the situation because he lost contact with the Hetero Tower, and that puts a serious wrench in his plans. And because, as a result of these changes, as well as Bianca switching into her new Crepuscule frame, we managed to accomplish the same thing in Across the Ruined Sea, but with a significantly reduced loss of life. In Across the Ruined Sea, like, we quelled the threat, but lost a lot of soldiers along the way. It was devastating. And this time around, things actually ended fairly quickly and fairly easily. It was a bit of a change. So now, also, we got the Heteromer shard from Chico's corpse again. But this time, because of Commandant's flashbacks, flash forwards, flash acrosses, we were able to find the password of the Heteromer shard much more quickly. So right after the events of this chapter, we ended up finding that password, when in the original timeline, I think it took a really long time before we were able to do that. And so now we continue into Dreams Rewound, and we'll see what continues from here. Right, so there's 14 chapters this time. Karma. No life can rewrite the universe's laws, yet you just might. Ooh! Hi, Ishmael. Oh.
Patience. The cause is already sown. The effect will bloom in time. The past cannot be undone. Yet some regrets may still be redeemed. Is this what you wish to see?
I don't know, but it's very pretty. The seed has been planted, and soon it will bear fruit. The predetermined end can't be changed, yet some regrets may still be redeemed. So this is how you open a brand new future. A golden river spreads out under her feet. Grey Raven. The mysterious woman's ethereal gaze settles on you. This is the fruit you earned by risking your life. Your gaze drifts to the river, a broad, rolling current brimming with life. No. I hope the past can still be mended. Such an audacious dream. No life can rewrite the universe's laws. Yet you just might. It's still too early to talk about all that. Now, let's take a look at everything you've been through. At her signal, you look into the water. Ripples widen in slow rings. Dreams Rewound, Chapter 36. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so this is. Yeah, these are images from older chapters. This is Left Unsaid, the side story chapter about Vanessa and Bambinata, and Spiral of Kronos, the one where Lee uses his hyperreal frame and goes into the Hetero Tower. But yeah, what's gonna happen there if there's no tower to go into? Lost Tower. A crimson spiral piercing the clouds, but it never arrives as promised. Babylonia, conference room. Vanessa stands at the podium, expressionless, presenting the report on Corona Orphanage. Below her, several commandants invited to the briefing whisper among themselves. A welfare-oriented orphanage controlled by Corona. It became a frontline battlefield for construct research after the disaster. During this operation, together with Construct Bambinata and Construct Vera of the Cerberus Squad, we recovered early research logs on the Inver device. So that's Vanessa. I hear she loves customizing codings for her own constructs. Wasting resources on that in times like these. The owner of the orphanage is a semi-awakened mechanoid. Originally just a caretaker monitoring test data, it developed self-awareness under the influence of the punishing virus. Yeah, so this is when Bambinata and Vera went to investigate that orphanage, and there was a semi-awakened mechanoid named Madorea who was running the place with an iron fist because she kind of like gone haywire a bit. She tried to kind of capture Bambinata. Vanessa raises her voice. The room goes quiet for a moment, but the murmurs soon return. Yeah, and I heard one of the constructs under her has problems too. Something about her memory modules. She can only hold data for a short time. Yes, so Bambinata... Oh, hi Neo. Well yeah, her fist is made of iron because she's a machine. Bambinata can only... She has issues with her memory. She can't remember things for very long. And she has to like get her memory data reset every so often. I'm doing okay, how are you? Hope you're having a good night. Oh, right. I heard something like that from logistics. What a waste, using resources on that instead of repairs. Ooh, you have tomorrow off? That's great. I hope you can get some nice relaxation tomorrow. Ugh. The male commandant, who had been gossiping, suddenly falls silent. An eerie hush descends upon the conference room, rendering even their hushed whispers deafening in the stillness. Yes, get lots of sleep. From the podium, Vanessa watches the two of them without a word. The others in the room follow her gaze. After a few awkward coughs and chuckles, the two commandants quickly compose themselves. She just hit them with a, would you like to share what you're talking about with the rest of the class, except without saying anything? If you can't respect others, at least respect the occasion. She let the words hang in the air. Her gaze sweeps across the audience like a blade, pausing deliberately on someone in particular. You can stay up later if the stream goes past 12. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how long this chapter is going to be, but also I don't really want to stream for too long today because there's some other stuff I kind of want to do later on my own. What? I didn't. I didn't do anything. Vanessa lets out a cold scoff, then turns her attention back to the report. Among the samples we recovered, the most valuable are fragments of consciousness data that can no longer be replicated. They might help improve the Inver device. We're hoping to modify the Inver device enough to try metabolizing the punishing virus. Anything fun? Kinda. It's a little fun, a little worky, I guess. I think I'm gonna try, like... I'm gonna try doing, like, an audition for a voice acting role. I'm nervous, but I really think I should just try it. I mean, worst that could happen is nothing. Metabolize the punishing virus. Lee murmurs the words on the screen, distracted as he follows the calibration instructions, adjusting each module in sequence. Can this specialized Inver device really accomplish something like that? Another blonde man? Yeah, although he's, like, more like reddish blonde. Theoretically. Yes, strawberry blonde. I like Lee. Asimov's voice comes through the system. Data scrolls across Lee's screen, and a new set of instructions appears. Also, at full capacity, your frame could theoretically surpass time and dimensional constraints. Yeah, the 6-foot short guy. Guy who's almost 6 feet tall, but has such short guy energy. I suppose only you could propose such a theory and get it approved for evaluation. Lee's frame movements become larger, and on the monitors, every parameter begins to spike rapidly. That's not my concern. I'm only responsible to what I've verified. Whether they believe it or not is up to them. More importantly, are you feeling any discomfort? This frame relies heavily on the heteromer shard analysis. If anything feels wrong, stop immediately. Understood. Everything is stable for now. Alright, moving to the next stage. I've unlocked the frame's full computing capacity. Give it a try. As Asimov's voice fades, Lee senses a change in the frame. Many module restrictions lift, and some disabled functions reactivate. A distorted growl sharpens into clarity, catching Lee's attention as simulated monsters begin to form around him. Roger that. The live feed shows Lee, now in his hyperreal frame, opening hypermatrix abilities and calmly mowing down the simulated monsters. Is specialized frame switching always this dangerous? It's just a standard adaptation routine. Something doesn't feel right. Did the procedure get more complex? You didn't get the updated protocol? This isn't the dangerous part. Actually, the dangerous part's already passed. Lee didn't tell you. Tell me what? The real concern isn't the complexity. Some steps in the process can risk damaging the mind. Seems no one briefed you. Lee... I don't know. There's been a lot of odd question marks. I think that must just be an error of some kind. The Grey Raven lounge is bright. Lee sits there, tool in hand, fine-tuning the delicate parts in his right arm. I remember when Spiral of Chronos first came out, this like CG, I remember just looking at it. Because he looks so pretty in this art. Why not let the maintenance team handle it? I'm just more comfortable here. And I don't want to make people do for me what I can just do for myself. Lee always looks like a lone wolf. The people who do know him know that he is just used to putting the burden on his own shoulders. How's everything coming along with the adaptation tests? I believe I send you a report every time there was a test. I've seen them. But I'm curious about what didn't go into the reports. Sudden mind overload, hallucinations during adaptation. None of that sounds like everything's fine. Now, about the sudden mind overload. I don't know what's causing it, but it hasn't affected the frame or its battle performance. Everything about the new frame is within normal standards. The hushed conversation fades into the shroud of night. Because of confidentiality protocols and the Construct Mind Stability Agreement, I can't share the full process with you. If you're concerned, you should ask him directly what the dangerous part means. All I can say is, thanks to your visions, we were able to avoid a lot of setbacks when reconstructing certain technologies. Asimov pulls up the status overview for Lee's frame. Data streams down the screen, mostly yellow and green, almost no red alerts. He minimizes the window. The screen now shows Lee turning with precision and gunning down the last simulated corrupted. After a pause, Asimov takes out a document. The evaluation still has a few steps left, but everything looks good. Go ahead and sign off. Approve the switch to the hyperreal frame. After that, we'll continue collecting calibration data through live missions. As soon as those words are spoken, a crisp electronic female voice sounds. Test complete. Combat simulation shutting down. The chamber door opens slowly. Lee wakes inside the experimental pod. How do you feel, Lee? Lee pauses, then takes your hand and uses it to pull himself up. Oh my god, we're holding hands! No abnormalities detected. The frame is adapting well. We haven't even come close to its performance ceiling. We should try other combat scenarios in the upcoming field missions to see how it holds up. Alright, let's switch you back to the entropy frame for now. I'll make one last adjustment to hyperreal. It'll take about an hour. Come back after that for the switch. Copy. Alright. After Asimov turns back to his lab bench, you and Lee exchange a glance and leave the lab. The afternoon sun shines brightly over Babylonia. Let's get lunch first, Commandant. By the time we finish, it'll be about time. Asimov told me something dangerous happened during the adaptation process. It's just a minor mind overload. I can handle it. Asimov wouldn't call it dangerous if it were just a minor issue. Commandant? I'm sorry. It's just... every time one of you switches to a specialized frame, something happens. Something I can't control. Yeah. When Lucia switched to the plume frame, she kind of like lost all her memories. And then when Liv went into the Imperia frame, that was a disaster and she almost died. And still has incurred like probably lifelong mental trauma and damage. Makes sense that Commandant is worried. It was the same with Plume, and with Imperia. Sensing a change in your tone, Lee pauses before continuing quietly. Don't worry. This time, nothing's going to happen. I know you can handle a lot on your own, Lee. But please try to trust Grey Raven more. I will. The sun is too bright for you to clearly see his expression. Let's eat first. Once the frame switch is done, we'll have more time to talk about the mind overload. Oh, Grey Raven is the squad that the main characters are part of. So it's the Commandant, Lucia, Liv, and Lee. They make up Grey Raven. Time passes quickly. You and Lee return to the Science Council lab. He gives you a reassuring nod before lying back in the experimental pod. Just like before, Lee skillfully takes the connection cable and connects it to the port at the back of his neck. At that moment... Huh? The sensation returns. Another wave of deja vu. It's quick and light this time. So much so that the word slips out before you even realize it. Lee. Commandant? Nothing. It's just that this is the first time I've seen one of you switch to a specialized frame in person. Clearly, this isn't the right moment to continue that conversation. Relax. Lee gives you a gentle nod before settling into the pod. For now, the only sound in the lab is the faint hum of machines. Commencing frame switch authorization. Please enter the activation parameter. Asimov inputs the startup parameters one by one. Authorization successful. Starting consciousness transfer. Please refrain from interrupting the connection during consciousness transfer. Please refrain from interrupting the connection during consciousness transfer. Please refrain from interrupting the connection during consciousness transfer. Lee? You glance at Asimov in confusion after hearing the system repeat the transfer notice 3 times in a row. I hear it. I'm checking now. He seems unfazed, casually scanning a few lines of data like it's routine. Everything's looking good. No issues. Hyperreal lies still in the pod. His eyes remain closed. Please refrain from interrupting the connection during consciousness transfer. Flashes of light flicker across his vision as crimson fog engulfs everything. Transfer... failed? Please refrain from interrupting the connection during consciousness transfer. But there was no sign of a failed transfer. No alerts, and Asimov didn't intervene. Time seems to freeze. It stops being just a concept and becomes a real, twisting four-dimensional axis, spiraling endlessly in the fog. What is this place? Where is he right now? His mind stretches outward, suspended by spider silk threads. A twisted spiral tower hangs in the air. Its blinding gateway begins to open. A beam of light breaks through the mist, pouring in from beyond the sky. Hello, Blue Kirby Poi. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for coming. Oh. I didn't realize you raided. Thank you so much. Hi, Johnny Ryushi. I hope you're having a good day too. Thank you so much for the raid. What were you playing? Did you have fun? Lee? Tiny specks of golden light dispel the crimson fog. Consciousness transfer completed. The chamber door opens as you rush toward him. Lee! I'm fine. You're playing a zombie game and one of the main zombie creatures is kind of good looking? Well, that's not typical. Now I'm kind of curious what game you're playing. I want to see what this kind of good looking zombie creature looks like. I do not normally think of zombies as good looking. I normally think of them as gross. He grabs your hand and slowly rises from the pod. Asimov, how long did the consciousness transfer take? Same as before. About 3 seconds longer than expected, but no errors, no abnormalities. Oh, that game, Dying Light the Beast. That one is supposed to be super spoopy. Or so I've heard. So, I probably won't look that up. But interesting that one of them is kind of good looking. So, what did you see this time? The crimson fog vanishes from his mind just as suddenly as it appeared. There's barely a trace left. I don't remember. I see. Asimov scrolls through the records in silence, deep in thought. Most likely, there was an unexpected spike during the deep layer transfer stage of your mind. Lucia and Liv's specialized frames adapted smoothly. This only happens with yours. So it has to be something with your deep mind. Understood. Thank you. Lee cuts him off before he can finish the analysis. Deep mind? Right. It's possible there's some corrupted data in my deep mind, which caused the delay during the transfer. He's not lying, it's the truth. Will it affect the frame? Technically, yes, but practically speaking, no. There are many things that could impact the frame. This one just isn't high on the list. Today's delay isn't new. Earlier tests also took about 3 seconds longer than average during consciousness transfer. Everything else looks fine. I see. It's all right, Commandant. Lee sits up in the pod, now in his hyperreal frame. Once the frame switch is done, I'll sort the data and file regular reports with the Science Council. Okay. A faint unease stays with you. When Lee entered the pod, you saw that tower. A crimson spiral piercing the clouds. Could it be the same tower Vonnegut mentioned at the aquarium? What did you do to the tower? Sending the tower with a mortal body. That's impossible. If this tower really is the same one Vonnegut mentioned, how's everything connected? Questions keep piling up. By the time you snap back to reality, Lee and you have left the Science Council. Commandant? You seemed distracted since the frame switch. Did you see something? Like, the visions you had before? I saw a tower. The tower. Something flickers in Lee's mind at that word, but he can't catch it. Did you see anything else? No. Since the aquarium incident, the deja vu moments have become few and far between. Maybe that's a good thing. He nods and is about to say more when his terminal beeps. Looks like I've gotta go. A frame performance test just came in. Oh, you tweeted a photo of him at me, okay. I'll check it out. Oh, okay. Okay, gross. He's very bloody. Ugh. It's a dead zone operation to clear out hetero creatures. The mission ID will be released once I land on the surface. Yeah, maybe if he bathed, he could be kind of good looking. I'm a little hung up on the blood. Solo? Yes. Some parameters need to be tested through solo action. Don't worry. The hyperreal frame is built for this. I'll also make sure I'm fully prepared. Alright. You hold back your concern, deciding to respect Lee's judgment, and exchange a light fist bump with Lee. Good luck out there. See you when you get back. A good old friendship fist bump with nothing underlying. See you when I get back. No, I really don't like much horror elements. I'm really scared of blood in real life. And I guess in other non-real life things too. I guess just in general. I'm quite afraid of blood. Come back to us safe. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You didn't know. Of course. He looks so nice when he smiles. Lee stands with his back to the sunlight, looking at you. I will return safely. I promise. Oh. They. He seems to be absorbing endless information, and yet sees nothing at all. Okay, just complete the stage.
This is Lee of Grey Raven, on site at the target dead zone. Enemy targets confirmed. Proceeding with the mission.
Hello.
No way! Don't think you can escape
That's weird. I don't think my core passive bar is supposed to only stay half full. But sometimes they like... Sometimes they limit your capabilities in story stuff for reasons. It seems like I'm auto-generating orbs a lot. Oh, okay. Oh. Where are you going? Hetero beasts. That's odd. Those didn't show up for a long time in the other timeline. Could it just be a coincidence?
No way out. It's a tower.
Ah!
No way out.
Oh wait, now it's full.
Time is under my control. No way out. Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0. No way out. No way out. Don't think this time is under my control. Don't think you can escape my sight. Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
Wall camera.
I don't recognize these fluctuations. There's no way out. Don't think you can escape my sight. Time is under my control. Don't think you can escape my... No way out. Don't think you can escape my sight. Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
Ah! Oh, something's up with their names, too. Their names are messed up.
Time is under my control. No way out. Don't think you can escape my sight.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going on here, because Spiral of Kronos would theoretically be one of the chapters that is most affected by the timeline change, since it entirely dealt with the Hetero Tower. I guess almost entirely. And if there's no tower here now, then what? Oh, hi Ash Frost! How are you? Hope you're having a good day. Ah.
Time is under my control. No way out. Don't think
I'm doing some more PGR story.
to 0.
Fighting a lot of enemies.
Cease your existence. At the end of time. Don't think you can escape my sight. No way out. Your chance of survival has been reduced to 0.
Okay. The Crimson Spiral Tower collapses and rebuilds again and again at the edge of Lee's vision. As the relevant modules activate, time and space begin shifting from abstraction into something real. Crimson threads coil around his body, weaving together countless possibilities. They unravel at each juncture, only to braid into something new, shaping a different future. This is... Some events are connected to him, others are not. Some are from his perspective, others are from someone else's. Who has been watching them all along? And who corrected it all on the timeline? Commandant. Golden specks of light leap through the tunnel of time. It's you. So is he now seeing that I'm the one who did a timeline bucky? Although he might not remember this when he's done with whatever this is. Lee's focus suddenly sharpens as he reaches out, grasping toward that radiant light. The distorted vision disappears, vanishing like a receding tide. His mind churns with almost unbearable pain. In a daze, he glimpses the universe and the starry sky. The sky? He's surprised to realize that the unfamiliar sky feels strangely familiar. This place is... Chaotic whispers echo in his ears. He can only wait, helpless, for the surge to pass. Familiar golden light flickers in the space around him. Wake up. His scattered consciousness pulls together again. Lee forces his eyes open, blinking toward a vague figure standing in front of him. Who's there? That didn't really sound like it was in his voice. I think too much of my voice slipped through there. But whatever. I'm not a professional. Yet. Lee draws his weapon on reflex, but the moment he sees what's in front of him, he falls silent. It's a construct that looks exactly like him. Their gazes meet, past perceptions align, possibilities flash through his mind, and Lee arrives at the conclusion with ease. I am you. The galaxy rotates slowly. They seem to be standing at the window of a ship. I'm you, from years in the future. Oh, so this must be the version of Lee that went away into space in the bad timeline. Because in the bad timeline, when the 30-year time jump happened, Lucia and the Commandant both were the ones who got shunted forward 30 years in time, and Lucia died very soon after that. And they learned that while they were away, a lot of people went on Babylonia into space, and Liv and Lee were with them, so they're not dead, but they are gone. The sound of the number is muffled, as if it's intentionally erased, but Lee can still make out part of it from the way his lips move. Which entrance did you come through? I was in Dead Zone on a mission. I didn't see any entrance, gateway structures, or landmarks. I'm not sure how I got here either. His words are also blurred by some unknown force, but Lee knows the other him understands. That Dead Zone number. That can't be right. The Hetero Tower isn't located there. The Hetero Tower. He has never heard of this term, but just like that starry sky, it feels strangely familiar, as if his life has tangled with it countless times before. You don't know the term. The other Lee furrows his brow. You haven't seen it? It's a... No, never mind. If you'd seen it, you'd know what it is. I haven't, but I might have heard of something like it. Maybe the same thing, under a different name. Did you see something? Like the visions you had before? I saw a tower. A tower. From that person, right? They don't name who they mean, but they both understand. Maybe, but I hope not. If Luke is involved, what kind of price would it take to erase something that means so much to his future self? What's happening years from now? What is this place? You still have the luxury of asking that. Must be nice. The voice of the other Lee suddenly softens, carrying a hint of exhaustion. Have a look yourself. How do I... He doesn't finish the question. He already knows the answer. The hyperreal frame, a design that transcends time and space, includes modules that simulate evolutionary paths. All he needs from his other self is the prerequisites and key parameters. After that, the future unfolds before him. Years from now, the Commandant will die. Commandant and Lucia will both die because of the Hetero Tower. His own voice sounds beside his ear, like narration from a story. Heavy with exhaustion. On day 1825 after the Commandant's disappearance, the Hetero Zone erupted. The red tide spread to every corner of the world. We tried countless times to re-enter the Hetero Tower, but we were always kept out. Then the mutated red tide poured out from within and swallowed the world. And I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop any of it. Lee looks down at his other self's hands. The knuckles are stained with rust. It's clear this frame hasn't been maintained in a long time. All I could do was land again and again. Keep trying to get close to the Hetero Tower, and get turned away. Again and again. Why wasn't it me who entered? Why wasn't I the one who died? Why wasn't I the one who left? Every minute, every second, I kept asking myself those questions. Why was I able to rewrite the core of the Hetero Tower, but still failed to save the ones who mattered most? Why was I left standing outside the Hetero Tower, staring at that empty gateway? Is he viewing the multiverse? Yeah, kinda. His voice is calm, but anyone could hear the grief behind it. On day 5475, after the Commandant and Lucia entered the Hetero Tower, we waited 5,475 days, 4 hours, and 18 minutes. I remember every minute of it. We waited 5,475 days, 4 hours, 18 minutes, and 9 seconds, until humanity could barely survive on Earth. Babylonia left orbit and fled into deep space. We considered staying, hoping to find Commandant and Lucia again, but maybe deep space was the only place left to search for the future. I don't know if it was the right choice, but there's no going back now. The vision ends. They return to the present. Lee stays silent. He doesn't know how to respond. If it were him, what would he choose? Leave Earth behind to chase a future among the stars? Or stay behind, guarding a dead planet, waiting for a miracle Well, I mean, it kind of was you, Lee. If it were you, it was. It was just a different you. He doesn't know. And he doesn't want to know. So, it was that person who rewrote the future. To rewrite the future. What kind of price would that take? Everything about that person's state not long ago now seems to have an answer. Stumbling back into the lounge, collapsing the moment when seeing them. Maybe, but I hope not. Lee responds with those same words. We gave everything we had, and still couldn't change the past. I can't imagine the pain and loneliness that person must have endured to make it happen. Countless memories flood into Lee's mind. His pupils dilate as he taps into the computing power of countless versions of himself, reaching across all pasts and futures. Even after venturing into deep space, I kept testing the limits of this frame, until I reached the farthest depths of my own mind. We have always been looking for the right path, and eliminating every self that has gone astray. That's his first frame, the one with the horns. It's called Pale Fire. All of Grey Raven's earliest frames have horns like those. Every frame has something called an inver device. It's basically like a thing that helps prevent constructs from getting infected by the virus. And he has inver devices in all of his frames, but that's the only one where they look like horns. On his entropy frame, there are these headphones-looking things. And I believe on his hyperreal frame it would be these two things on the sides of his face. It's always, I'm pretty sure the inver device is always on the head. This frame carries every failure, every death. It belongs to the past and the future. Face twists in on itself, then folds outward again. The figure before him, Lee, shifts, one form after another. They did make an inver device that looks kind of like bunny ears. On a different frame. You were the luckiest one, and also the unluckiest one. You can't take any of the future with you, but you still have all the possibilities. The loop's been broken. It's time for you to go. He stands inside his own mind, staring down countless versions of himself. We are you, and you are us. Take our hopes and our regrets. Press on. Within his mind, that glowing mind beacon pulses, quiet and steady. What if they made an inver device that's just the fake glasses mustache combo? It'd be funny. Lee? That voice travels from the distant past to the present. Are you alright? From the present, it moves forward into the future. Commandant. Lee! Wake up! What? Pain from mind overload tears through his body. A suffocating weight grips his throat. He seems to be absorbing endless information, and yet sees nothing at all. From a forgotten communication terminal nearby, a familiar voice keeps calling his name. Lee! Are you alright? Your mind connection suddenly cut off. Is everything okay? I'm coming down right now. Commandant. As he regathers his mind from scattered fragments, Lee's fists tighten. I'll return to Babylonia immediately. Unfortunately, I don't think mouth-to-mouth would work on constructs in the first place, because I don't think they need to breathe. But we could have tried. We could have tried, and then when they were like, constructs don't need to breathe, we could have been like, sorry, I panicked. Then I'll wait for you. Please, wait for me to come back. And when you do, will you give me a hug? They're mechanical, the spark of romance from it could work. Maybe. If it's powerful enough. If our connection is electric. The transport ship slices through the clouds, racing back toward Babylonia at top speed. The door to the Grey Raven Lounge remains closed, as always. Lee stands in front of it. His fingers tremble slightly. In the blur of his memories, he remembers flinging this door open countless times, hoping to find that familiar human inside. But each time, all he saw was an empty room and a chair that held no warmth. So does he remember everything that he saw there this time? Seems like it. There's no time to question where those memories came from. He presses his palm firmly to the door. I'll open the door. The door suddenly swings open from the inside. It catches Lee off guard. He nearly stumbles. But he steadies himself just in time. Lee, why didn't you open the door? Commandant. Without warning, he grips your hand. Warmth floods into your palm from his mind. No, warmth floods from your palm into his mind. Other way around. Commandant. Sorry. Why? I mean, I'm happy about the hand-holding, but why? Before you can ask what's wrong, Lee suddenly pulls you into a tight embrace. Okay, I mean, I kind of asked as a joke earlier, but okay. Lee? I think this is like the first time you've ever hugged me. What's going on? His cold fingers slowly warm. Only after confirming you're truly safe does Lee finally exhale. At least I think it's like maybe the first time he's hugged me in this timeline. He seems to understand now. Why you had rushed back to the lounge that day. Why you had kept checking on everyone's frame conditions. Hi, Cole. Yes, boy hugging is happening. I'm so excited. I love boy hugging. That reminds me of a quote that I've heard from a wise soul. Kissing can be fun when it's gay. He exhaled, and that's breathing activity. Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess they can breathe, they just don't need to. But yeah, for those who weren't here for it, when the timeline reset first happened, the Commandant, because of having just gone through the whole bad future and stuff, they like freaked out, ran to the Grey Raven Lounge to see if everyone was there, and then when they were there, they like broke down, crying, And everyone was like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And Commandant was like, "I don't know." And Commandant like wouldn't leave their sides for like a whole week, and was like extremely concerned over every like little thing, and did not understand why. As I put it, it was PTSD from the echoes of another self. Yeah, I'm having a good day. Thanks for saying so. Hope you're having a good day too. Oh, and I remembered. Because I remember last time I streamed, I mentioned I had another voice acting class. And yeah, that was last night. Although you kind of know that, Cole, because I showed up in your stream for a little bit before I went. It was fun. I had a good time. And of course, the most important thing is I got more practice. Hopefully my skills are improving. Yeah, Cole does stream every so often. He plays retro games and sometimes does art on stream. Yesterday he was doing some drawing. And yeah, not understanding why you're having a breakdown. That's happened before. But yeah, the Commandant was like not in a good place for like a solid week. And afterwards everybody was like, "Hey, so what was that about?" And Commandant was like, "I don't know. I guess I just had like a really bad nightmare. And I kind of just freaked out. But it wasn't a nightmare. It was real. From another timeline." But that's all in the past now. The memory fragments fade with time. The despair is wiped away by the light. Dawn begins to color the world again. What's wrong? It's just something this frame does. A special function. Your frame's special function is hugging? I feel like with that second one I could be like concerned, like, do you need to get a checkup at the science council? Or I could be like you're expressing your emotions. Do you need to get a checkup at the science council? What do I usually do in voice acting class? Well, yes, as Neo says, I do talk. Normally, it's like normally it's been like anywhere from like 5 to 15 different people. In a lot of the classes that I've done, we've been given like little audition sides or like scripts, and we'll just kind of practice them. And last night's class was specifically about doing cold reads. So in this case, we were not supposed to prepare anything, because it was all about like developing the skill of like analyzing the audition script quickly, or even on the job, like when you've already made it, when you've done an audition and you got the job, you still a lot of voice acting is cold reads from what I've gathered. And if you don't know what that means, a cold read is just when you're given the script and you just have to go. So it's like you have no time to prepare. And that's what a lot of voiceover is. You just don't get the script a lot of the time. Not beforehand, anyway. Yeah, and learning how to get more emotion when voicing a character, how to do other things like projecting your voice, using like good diction, different kind of, for like some of the audition focused ones, like different kind of tricks to make your audition stand out a bit more. Things like that. And yeah, that usually like people will take in the classes, people will take turns working with the instructor. And like they'll go through a script or like an audition script or whatever, and then the instructor will be like, cool, like here's what you did well, here's something we could work on, here's another like angle you could try. It's fun. I like it. And I feel like something that I'm learning is a little bit of a strength and a weakness maybe for me, is that I go really far with the like imagination work of it. Like imagining things about the character, which I think is good, but sometimes I think I even go too far. Like I imagine so much that it's like, or like this is something that happens to me in writing a lot, because I'm also a writer, if you didn't know. A very experienced writer, honestly. I sometimes like have ideas for things and I write about them, and people get confused by them because I don't explain properly. You don't voice act, but you always like to practice doing sultry voices or characters that like to say double meanings a lot. Well, you already say double meanings a lot in my chat. So I guess now I should just imagine it in like a deep, smooth voice. Put in the work with it with an E. Yes. Yes, queen. But yeah, I hope I'm doing a good job. I think that's the thing I'm worried about the most, is just whether or not I'm, doing well, whether or not I'm improving. Because, I would like to turn this into a career someday. It may never be enough to like fully pay for the cost of living, but I don't know. I'd like to work in this field, so I'm really hoping I'm improving. It's hard for me to judge that kind of stuff on my own, though. But I think I've gotten some pretty good feedback in these past couple weeks. So there's that. And when I'm looking back on it, I took 3 classes and like one little mini workshop thing in the past 2 weeks. I've done a lot recently. And I might even sign up for more classes this coming month, this October. Well, I guess it's not the coming month anymore. It's just the month now. Looking forward to the demo reel in the near future. Not that near. Because I don't think I'm ready for that. And even if I was, I know those can have a pretty long wait list to get made, unless you just make it yourself. And I don't think I know how to do that. But yeah, here's hoping I can get a demo reel sometime in the future. I hope so. I'd love to be able to have that and be able to like, send it to casting directors or put it on a website. You can't wait for me to get into a game and have to make all the awkward getting damaged noises. See, but here's the thing, Neo. I already do that when I just play games on my own. When my characters take damage, I make the noises. So I've gotten plenty of practice. Or swoon over hot men in characters. And yeah, you have heard me drown before. You heard me drown recently. That was fun. Because you seemed so charmed by my drowning noises, I had to go back and watch that. I watched a little bit of that stream. I went just to that part because I wanted to hear what I sounded like outside of my own head. For those of you who weren't there, I was playing PGR, and there was a bit where some of the characters were like kind of drowning, and it kept like, you know, saying like glug 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 glug, and so I tried to do drowning noises, and I think the end result was something along the lines of something like that. It was weird. I think listening back to it, I feel like I sounded more like I was drowning than I thought I did. Yes, bringing the screen. I don't know if it was a sigh of relief or like pure joy and excitement. Because I was like, oh, that's such a good name. The grapefruit. I don't know if I want to know what that is. I don't know if I want to know what that is. I don't think I do. I think I can stay ignorant this time. Anyway, do you need to get us check up at the Science Council? Yeah. And if you have time, could you come with me? You want me to come with you? No, I don't know what that is. Also, this is... I wonder if they're gonna bring it up again. No, but there's like... Or maybe they will in like a few lines or something. There's like a kind of a running gag with the Commandant and Lee. So Lee is like, you know, very much the... If you're familiar with weeb terms, very much like kind of the kudere, the one who tries to hide their feelings and act like they just don't care. And sometimes he'll like blush around the Commandant, and the first time it happened, he said, no, there was a heat regulation issue with his frames, within his frame. He needed to get it fixed. And now, like, every time he blushes afterward, the Commandant is like, did you still not get that, like, heat issue fixed? And he's like, don't worry about it. It's basically what my drowning noises were. Okay. His invitation comes out awkward, but sincere. Of course! Yes! Yes! Bring me more places! Especially if gay things happen there. We could bring Chrome, too. On the way to the Science Council, warm sunlight spills across the path. So the connection broke because of your frame's special function again? Yes. I believe it happened because I was pushing the frame to full capacity. In an overloaded state, I couldn't keep the mind connection stable. When I was overloaded, I think I saw a tower. A crimson spiral tower. I mean, maybe, Cole. Maybe. Maybe. I think this, I mean, this happens a lot with gacha games, but, like, they tend to do that thing where, like, all of the characters are kind of into the player character. And, like, they never really, like, outright confirm it, but they sure do suggest it. Although in this case, in particularly with the Commandant and Lucia, they actually did give you the opportunity to like confess your feelings to Lucia and have her reciprocate them during the main story. And it was right before she died in the bad timeline. Her extra pain points. Hee. Like, as she's dying, they give you the opportunity to tell her you love her, and she says she loves you back. And that didn't happen to me because I'm gay, but it can happen. And then they gave her like a wedding skin. And I guess the new Selena skin is also supposed to be a wedding skin, but it's like a Japanese themed one. I am not familiar with like Japanese wedding traditions, so I don't know. Everything I touch and love dies. Ugh. In the bad timeline, it does. I would actually go as far as to say, the usual trend is everything the Commandant touches and loves doesn't die. Usually because the Commandant's like support is part of what encourages constructs to persevere and continue on. And usually at some point in the process, Commandant puts themselves in mortal danger. And that's why they have a VIP room reserved for them at the Star of Life. And Commandant sometimes tells people that, and they're like, I don't think that's supposed to be something you brag about. Having a VIP room just for you in the hospital, just ready to go. Commandant gets hurt a lot. Sorry, yeah, I said Star of Life and then realized maybe people don't know what that term means. No, not a club, not a club. But yeah, so you could very much take it as Lee has feelings for the Commandant, but isn't going to admit it. You could very much take it that way. Definitely, the interpretation is open. And you can kind of do that with like a lot of constructs, although some of them less so. Like, I mean, the kid constructs obviously doesn't really get romantic with them. And then there's some other ones that I feel like the relationship just feels more platonic. It depends. With these games, you know, I think they like to keep it vague. Like, they like to keep it vague so that the player can kind of make that decision for themselves. That one... I'm not hurt. The doctor said I have internal bleeding. That's where the blood is supposed to be. I've seen that show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a fun show. Commandant have had internal bleeding before, actually. There's been multiple cases actually where Commandant has had brain trauma of that nature. Commandant spent the vast majority of one particular chapter in a coma due to a like very dangerous infected head wound. Commandant's in danger a lot. Like that kind of comes with the territory, being a human in the robot military. But like also Commandant puts themselves in dangerous situations that they don't need to be in a lot. The tower. Something stirs inside you at those words. A faint seam stretches across your vision. At the edge of your sight, a blood-red tower stands tall, glowing ominously. Oh, and also, for extra fun romance points, at least they've been doing this lately. I don't know if they'll keep doing it forever, but lately, they did like when your birthday comes around and when like Valentine's Day and White Day come around in this game, you get the opportunity to like do specific little scenes with every single construct, and those are fun. Different scenes of varying degrees of romanticness, from none to however much you want. Again, obviously the child ones don't go there. Some of the constructs are kids. But the vision is too vague. No clear signs, no real answers. Did you see anything else? No. Just this strange feeling. Like I've been through something before. But I don't remember any of it. Maybe Asimov would know. I don't. Really? I pulled all the frame data from that time. It only showed a few seconds of mind overload. The fluctuations look a lot like what we see during a consciousness transfer, but there are subtle differences. All I can say for sure is that your mind is full of locked data shards. What they are, no one knows. What if we try a deep mind connection? Not advised. Forcing open locked data like that is risky. Lee's mind might become unstable. Fine. In this frame, I've limited its computing capacity for now. That should prevent anything similar from happening again. As for the real answer, maybe we'll find it eventually. Asimov looks at you with a meaningful expression. But why are you looking at me? Nothing. What did I do? With that abrupt remark, he leaves the lab with Rosa. Asimov, are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Late at night, a few scattered stars hang over the artificial sky. Oh, hi, Drago! How are you? I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for the bonsoir. I'm doing well. I'm having fun with the possibly homoerotic moments in this story. We don't get a lot of male fan service in this game. I gotta milk it when it comes. If you feel like it. Lee sits at his desk, staring at a blank message on the terminal. The recipient field is already filled in. The memories from the mind overload blur like morning dew, fragile, faint. But a voice keeps pushing him. Find time. Talk to Murray. That's Lee's brother, if you don't know. Those doubts, those barriers. We'll never know what you need if you never say a thing. Let's take a look at this artwork again. I mean, I choose to think that, Drago. I choose to think that he does. I mean, feel like if you're taking everything at face value, probably a lot of the playable characters do. Yeah, that's Lee. Or wait, do you mean in the artwork, or do you mean who's speaking? If you're talking about the artwork, yes, that's Lee. If you're talking about who says this quote, this is something Commandant said to Lee. I was gonna say something else. What was it? Oh yeah, no, this is still Lee. There is artwork of the brother. He's an NPC. Oh right, I was gonna say, it's Lee's little brother, Murray, and his little brother is the reason why he became a construct. Because his little brother had like a very bad heart condition. And Lee actually, for a while, became an assassin to pay for his brother's medicine. And even then, like, his brother kept getting worse. So Lee put an end to all of it by turning himself into a construct and giving his brother his heart. Very sweet. That's why Lee is, he acts like he doesn't care, but he does. And now, I'm not sure, like, exactly how the timeline works out, but now I think, physically speaking, Lee's brother is probably older than him now? Do I have Lee Entropy? Have I seen his Bond stories? I have almost every construct in the game, and I've gone through all of their Bond stories. Except for... The only one I haven't gone through so far is the newest one, Discord Secator, which I will go through. But I haven't done her main story chapter yet, so I'm going to do it after that. Just last night, I did the Bond stories for Bianca's new Crepuscule frame. And yes, I have done Entropy's Bond stories. Entropy was a launch construct. The launch constructs have like much shorter Bond stories, so it's not a whole lot. Lee's hyperreal Bond stories were very fun. Because what happens in his hyperreal Bond stories is while the two of you are kind of like out on like a low-key mission, all of a sudden he like freaks out and something goes wrong, and then he like gets up, and it turns out that because of like some kind of computing error with his hyperreal frame, he has been reverted mentally to his child self. So he's like acting like a little kid. It's very cute. There's a scene where like you take him to Asimov to like get him checked out, and he's just touching all of Asimov's stuff and going, "What's this? What's this? Can I touch this?" And he has like a few more episodes of like basically like temporary like memory resets where he sort of gets like beamed back to like an older version of himself. I mean, a younger version of himself. A previous version of himself is what I mean. And there's one that I enjoy where it like beams him back to his assassin days, where he's like very on edge and afraid of getting got, and he like attacks you. And I think that's fun because I like a little bit of conflict in my romance. I feel like a lot of people don't like the amnesia trope. I love it. I think like, oh, one of the characters has forgotten the other and they have to rediscover their love. Ooh. I love that. I think it's juicy. You hate it? Most people do, from what I've seen. I like it. I mean, I think it's done better in some cases, but I like it. Maybe I'm just basic. Or maybe I'm just reading the good ones. Anyway. And there are things that could go unnoticed if you always choose to be quiet about them. He remembers what the Commandant once told him. So now, it's his turn to take that step. You're an enemies to lovers, girly. I see. That's not normally something I go for. I mean, I read a good amount of it just because it's so common right now. Like, it's hard to find things that aren't that. But I normally prefer, like, more of a friendly relationship. Neutral to friendly, I might say. For the start, and then it becomes romance. Enemies to lovers can be good. Like, I can enjoy it. But I feel like a lot of the time, the way it goes is just not something I enjoy. Because it's, like, usually just, like, one or both of the characters being a dick to the other. And I'm like, sorry, but if this were me, I would leave the situation so quickly. Which, to be fair, to be clear, I'm not, like, shaming you or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm just giving my tastes and preferences, you know? I guess you could say, like, the amnesia stuff is, like, one of the few cases where I do, like, a bit of an adversarial relationship. Because it's not really adversarial, it's just that one of them has forgotten. I think that's fun. I think it's a little fun. I think it adds a little bit of spice. Good. Okay, I'm glad you didn't take it that way. I worry about that a lot. I think I'm a pretty non-judgmental person, but I do worry that sometimes something I say could come off that way. So now, it's his turn to take that step. Yeah, I would say I don't normally like enemies to lovers stuff just because it's sometimes I just feel like they're just being mean to each other, and I don't like that that's how the relationship starts because I'm like, what? I love I feel like this isn't going to be a surprise, knowing what kind of person I am. Like, I feel like I'm going to say this and people are going to be like, yeah, that checks out entirely. I really, really like stories where one of the love stories where one of the characters is, like, really shy and has really low self-esteem, and the other character, like, helps to lift them up and give them the support that they need and have not gotten enough of. Can't imagine why I like those kinds of stories. And yeah, you're right. It needs to be done right. And there have been enemies to lovers things that I've really enjoyed. I just think it's more commonly something that is mishandled in for my taste. But when it's done well, I can totally get behind it. I'm trying to think of, like, things where I've seen it done pretty well. But I'm drawing a blank at the moment. I know I've read some. Daring today, aren't we? Well, no one ever said I was extremely debaucherous. But yeah, I can't imagine why that's the kind of romance that I would like to read. Can't imagine that at all. Just doesn't make sense. You like the straight-laced detective or officer type with a flirty rogue? Yeah, that's a popular one. I will say, I don't know if I'd say this is quite enemies to lovers, but one thing that I do kind of enjoy reading is like stuff with a relationship where one of the characters is genuinely terrible to the other one in the beginning of the story, and then they realize that they've been a horrible person and they pay for it, and they regret all of the horrible things that they did and they have to make up for it. And they have to work their ass off to regain the other character's trust. I like that. You're just into romancing guys with no self-confidence. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna finish that thought. Especially if the flirty rogue works in plain sight with an on-the-nose name about their thievery. Like little history joke I've heard before, apparently a real thing, is someone doing some kind of illicit activity once put their name down as John Johnson. That was their fake name. John Johnson. And the joke went on to be like, he probably had a riveting life doing job at place. I think I've already unpacked a lot of... Oh, I was very into the atonement thing. Is there anything I need to unpack? I think I've talked about that enough in therapy. So something I've learned in my days of reading is sometimes when characters are dicks in fiction, it makes me like irrationally angry, and I have a hard time falling asleep afterwards because I'm full of rage. And I have taken some time to examine why that is. I think it's a couple reasons. One being that I don't really let myself get angry a lot, and two being that I don't feel like there are a lot of times in my life where people have done something wrong to me and then behaved with remorse and apologized. Usually I think when I've been wronged, the other people have told me that it's my fault, actually. And maybe I have a thing about that now. You like the flirty rogue because you like the idea of a rogue trying to break down your walls and have you express your true feelings. Ooh, yeah, that does sound fun, Ash Frost. You want to see me in a rage room? I think if I was able to really let loose, it could be incredible. But my walls are up pretty high, so I don't know if I'd be able to go there. Even if I was in one. But I get what you mean, Ash Frost. Sometimes I like I said, I like a lot of the ones where like the main character is like shy and has low confidence, and so sometimes I like it when like the love interest character is like kind of like, you know, very not pushy in the sense of like forcing them into things that they don't want to do, but like, you know, like very like forward, I guess is what I mean. And they kind of like push the the main character to express themselves a little more. Oh, I know what a rage room is. Don't worry. I know what a rage room is. I just don't know if I don't know if it would be easy for me to like let go. But if I could, I feel like that would be an interesting sight. Perhaps a side of me that a lot of people haven't seen. For better or worse. His fingers start typing, clumsily at first, then more fluid. As the morning star rises, he adds the final period. So this is the midpoint. With nothing else changing, the Hetero Tower won't appear anytime soon. Lee has lost the chance to enter it, and with it, his right to ascend. But maybe the construct doesn't need that path to ascend anymore. In the distant future, Lee might still step into the Hetero Tower. He might still climb that ladder. No matter what happens, when that time comes, you won't face it alone. Your favorite type of scenario is where the flirty rogue makes it look like they vanished, but they get behind you and corner you to a wall, and they say, my, it seems the detective is cornered with a lovely shade of red to boot on their face. I see. You like the cabedon. Moving on through the older chapters. So this is the Infinite Gallery chapter, where, although I don't know how that chapter's gonna go without the Hetero Tower. In the original timeline, after Lee's adventure into the Hetero Tower, he like reversed its polarity. Originally it was like expelling punishing virus and such at a high rate. But he reversed its polarity, so it was actually pulling in and eliminating the virus. So it created a zone around itself that was basically completely safe from the virus. And one place within that zone was an unfinished city. And so Isla got together with like a new squad and explored that city as like recon. They call you out on your cold and distant behavior to get a rise out of you and say, see, there's your true self. You may or may not be projecting. What are you talking about? I mean, Ashfrost, listen. If, in case you couldn't put this, in case you couldn't put the subtext together, my whole, everything I was saying earlier about the like characters with low self-confidence, that was us projecting. So you're among friends here is what I'm saying. Oh. Oh. This is Bianca telling me that I've been online too long.
That you're thinking of the long road ahead of you. But my concern lies with what's in front of me. Before pursuing your dreams, just take care of yourself today. Please take a break, and let me shoulder your burdens for now, won't you?
Thanks, Bianca. She did say touch grass. And there's grass right there. Yeah, constructs will do this. But I wanted to, because I think someone asked. I'm gonna find Lee's brother. He should be in here. Yeah, this is Lee's brother. She's coming right at us. Yeah, so this is Lee's younger brother in the present day. And believe it or not, Lee's brother Murray is actually also a commandant, a Babylonia commandant. But although the heart transplant has, stabilized his condition, he's still weak, and so he's not allowed to do like rigorous things. So he is an exclusively remote commandant. He only does like remote linking. And he's the commandant of Cerberus, which is the squad Vera, number 21, and Noctis belong to. So yeah. Just because you asked, I figured I'd show you. Newborn City. As if someone had stitched it in from another world, the outline of a magnificent city slowly appears on the horizon, revealed by the drone's camera. After testing Lee's mind overload with all the parameters Asimov provided, it's confirmed as a sporadic anomaly, a non-reproducible event. With new software and hardware limitations installed, the hyperreal frame returns to stable function. Oh, no wonder you're here at this hour. There's way too much paperwork just for a review. Is this what specialized frames have to deal with? Yeah. You sweep your gaze over at Isla, who's peeking at the report. Something about her feels different now. I see you've changed your frame too. Ah, you mean Kaleido? Yep, this is my new frame. She spreads her arms and spins in place, proudly showing off her new frame. It's the result of a collaboration between the best designers at WGAA. Optimized for combat. Oh, Neo, I believe you said recently while I was playing this game, like, is there anyone in this game who doesn't have, emotional problems? And I said, well, there's this one, like, painter girl character. This is her. Probably the most well-adjusted among all of the playable characters at this point. No, this isn't actually the bunny one. That was somebody else. It's not on the same level as the specialized frames, sure, but it still packs a punch. So the upgrade was focused on battle functions? Of course! Selena's amazing. I can't afford to fall behind. Oh gosh, I guess Selena's not still missing now. Because of Dream Till the Timeless End. She stores all her mental stability in her hobnockaroos? Maybe. And if the archaeological team's constructs still can't fight and always rely on protection from the task force, then accidents like what happened to Selena, they'll keep happening. A brief shadow crosses her face as she thinks of her years separated from her dear friend, but it fades quickly. Yes, her dear friend. Her very, very dear friend. I have an agenda here, can you tell? That's why Chairman Allen's been working to build a special team led by a commandant. One that can take on high-risk archaeological missions. At first, the military wouldn't agree to it, but after the safe zone was established, their stance softened. they approved development of combat-focused frames for WGAA. Wait, the safe zone? Now that the safe zone's expanded, the archaeological team needs to expand too, to help Babylonia recover lost knowledge and tech from the Golden Age. After more negotiations, Alan made a bunch of trade-offs just to get the military's quiet approval. That's a good thing. I think so too. Once we got the green light, I applied to upgrade my frame right away. Brilliance was great, but it wasn't designed for combat. For surface missions, it just couldn't keep up. You know, we have well passed this conversation, but you figured you'd say after listening to me read in this game for hours, you do hear a range in my voice, so my lessons are either working or you think they will help bring out my skills more for sure. Thank you. Thank you for saying so. I'm insecure about that. I worry that I don't have like a very good range, but partly that's at least partly because every time I listen back to my own voice, I'm just like, wow, I sound like every gay stereotype ever. But I probably hear that myself more than other people do. Yeah, I've always been worried about that, and I feel like I'm still struggling to do like lower, deeper character voices. But I don't know, maybe I'm improving. We'll see. The higher pitched ones are definitely easier for me. You've already been assigned one. Yep. The squad may have been formed with WGAA's help, but officially we're still part of the task force. The command center is giving us simple assignments to ease into things. I'm not the gayest voice. Well, I believe that. I don't think I'm the gayest voice, but I do have the gay voice, I would say. Though I think it shows up more at different times. Anyway. Too bad Selena's still working with WGAA and other archaeological teams. If we could go on missions together, I bet it'd be incredible. Yeah, you should be on a team with your friend. Isla sighs with disappointment. But hey, we'll get the chance someday. This might not surprise people, but I'm obviously, like making references to like, wow, Isla and Selena should get together. This is a controversial take. And the reason for it is, put simply, a lot of straight guys really like Selena and are like, no, she is canonically in love with the Commandant. So she and Isla could never happen because they're not gay. Typical homophobia stuff. Like, they're not directly being homophobic, but they're kind of being homophobic, And in my case, I'm like, if someone said that to me, I think my response would just be like, okay, cool, Selena's canonically in love with the Commandant. Well, I'm gay, so she's gonna be disappointed, and she'll need a fallback. Your voice is genuinely one note, so my range is impressive to you at least. Oh, well, I doubt it's as one note as you might think. And even, I don't know, like, even then, I think, how do I put it? Like, I think sometimes it's just not a thing that people have practiced, Like, I think for me, I've been in theater and choirs and stuff since I was little. Like, even before I entered school and theater programs, I really liked singing. So I've been using and training my voice really pretty much for my whole life. So I think it only makes sense that, I'm more used to controlling it. I think a lot of people don't ever really need to, And I think it's also one of those things where I think a lot of people say like, "Oh, I can't sing," and like I get that. I mean, to an extent, I'm the same way because I always just say like, "I can't draw." But like, you know, I think a lot of people when they say that they can't sing, they're like not necessarily considering that it is a skill that is honed over time. Like I think a lot of people think of it as like either you can sing or you can't, and you're just kind of born that way. But it's not really like that. Like I think some people take to it more easily, but like it is still a skill that needs to be trained. You didn't intend to fish for sympathy. Don't worry, I wasn't. I don't know. I'm just offering a different perspective, I guess. But anyway, yes, my agenda in this case is to get Selena and Isla together. Because again, even if Selena canonically has feelings for the Commandant, I'm gay, so she's gonna be disappointed, and she'll need a fallback. She'll need someone else to love when she inevitably gets rejected. She looks down to check the time on her terminal. Well, it looks like it's almost time for our team meeting. See you later, Commandant Luke. If I get the chance, I'll bring the Iris Warbler squad by the Grey Raven Lounge. I hope you'll welcome us. She gives a quick wave, then jogs down the hallway. Iris Warbler Squad. How did I know that they were gonna name it that? Could it be because of these weird visions I keep having? Your hand lingers in the air, mid-wave, as her last words echo in your mind. The moment you hear those words, a faint vision begins to stir. A thick, heavy fog fills that vision. Through the haze, the silhouettes of buildings just barely take shape. Ever since that first glimpse of the Crimson Tower, these deja vu visions have started to fade, as if a frame found a bug in itself and has been slowly fixing it. There are still fragments, faint whispers, but nothing as vivid as the premonition you saw about the Copperfield Aquarium. What is it trying to show you? And what is this place? What does this deja vu mean? And now that it's fading, what does that mean? As you ponder, the fog slowly lifts. What you just saw felt like a dream, and night has already fallen. This spot should be good enough. You think you could do some voices if you learned, but that was never an interest of yours? I see, yeah. No point, like, working on a skill if you don't think you really want to use it. Like, that going back to what I was saying earlier, like, I always say that I can't draw. And some people, you know, they say to me, like, well, you could always learn. And I'm kind of like, well, that's the problem, is I don't really want to learn. Like, yeah, I can't draw, and that sucks, but like, I also know that it's a skill that you can hone over time, but I just don't want to do it. Drawing is just not for me. I'm really not, like, I guess I'm not much of an arts and crafts type person. I'm interested in like the language arts and like performance arts, but not so much like working with my hands on like delicate tasks, I would say. Because I'm one of those people with like really shaky hands. You're a graphic designer, but you don't care for drawing? I don't know if I knew you were a graphic designer. It's cool though. I think because I like am not visual art inclined at all, I have a healthy respect for people who can do it. So I think that's cool. A dull thud breaks the silence. Trojan leans against a crumbling wall and drops the box from her back onto the ground. Hey, don't do that! It's got a solid outer shell, sure, but the core inside is still fragile. If you're tired, I can carry it the rest of the way. No need, it's fine. This box is just full of shock absorption materials. Besides, you've been hauling it around for long enough. The blue-haired construct looks up at Isla and sighs for no clear reason. Must be nice, having the luxury of a new frame. Like me, a walking antique. As she talks, Trojan pulls a terminal from her pocket, aligns the port with the box, and clears her throat. You may have mentioned it and I forgot. It's possible. I got the ADHD. Trojan of Ibris Warbler. 8:11 p.m. Checkpoint 3. Routine inspection. Core system for the central purification filter is stable. No anomalies detected. Logging complete. The moment the terminal beeps to signal the end of the recording, Trojan's briefly raised voice drops right back to normal. So tell me, what's the point of testing if the old purification filters work with new cores? If it doesn't fit, just build a few adapters and move on. That's just one part of the mission, isn't it? Sika takes the terminal from Trojan, signs her name on the screen, and passes it to Isla. We're on the edge of a major dead zone. After the virus hit, this whole area was abandoned. No one's maintained these filters in ages. The military probably just want to clear a picture of this region, to gather intel and prep for future ops. What? The military is handing out missions like this casually now? Okay, I'm not totally sure. Actually, maybe... So, okay. I'm not totally sure which voice to do for this character. Because back during the original version of this chapter, this character was introduced as Lena. Turns out, Lena is not exactly who she is. Her name is Elisa, although now she goes by Echo. And she is a construct who has, I think, like something like 36 different consciousnesses inside of her. And Elisa, the one whose body it is usually like the dominant persona. But sometimes some other figures within her can show up. So I'm not sure entirely if this is Elisa or Lena. And they would have different voices. Elisa is very like, she's very like, by the book, kind of uptight, a big stickler for rules, and kind of, I would say, innocent, pure. Whereas Lena is a lot more like jaded and world weary. You were gonna say she looks like a possessed Victorian doll? That's an interesting way to put it. Oh, you're sad you didn't get her dark cop-looking skin? Oh man, that sucks. But on the bright side, hopefully there will be more free skins to obtain in the future. Although unfortunately, Elisa is about to get power crept on one of her teams by the next construct to come out, Veronica, who's going to be a new physical amplifier. But because of the introduction of effects, Elisa is still going to have her place in the meta on the glaciation team until a glaciation amp comes out. What? The military's handing out missions this casually now? A woman's voice calls out from the ruins nearby. Trojan raises her weapon, but Isla quickly pushes the barrel down. should be one of ours. Isla verifies the identity of this light purple-haired construct. You're Lena from Caribou, aren't you? Yeah. I have reviewed your profiles. Zika, Isla, and Trojan, correct? That's right. Welcome aboard. Isla reaches out with a smile. Lena gives... Lena gives... Oh, sorry. Lena gives a quick, polite handshake with her lips pressed, then pulls her hand back immediately. Let's skip the formalities and get straight to the point. I'm here to share intelligence with you. Without wasting words... Well, I need a drink. Hopefully that'll help. Without wasting words, Lena picks up a stick from the rubble with her foot and starts drawing in the dirt. Yeah, this might be kind of gross. I inhaled, and I could feel, like, one of the things in my nose go down to my throat. And now it's there. And I just gotta, like, swallow it or cough it out or something. This is the topographical map. No, I'm not drowning. Choking. This is a topographical map of the area. Central purification filter you're looking for should be around here. The high punishing virus concentration has created all sorts of corrupted and mutated creatures. Before we can reach the filter and replace the core, we'll need to clear out enemies in these two areas. Lena? Fine. It must be the punishing concentration getting to me. I keep getting... hallucinations and... and hearing things. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna try and, like, eat a quick little snack and see if that, like, pushes it down. Yeah, now I'm the one who needs CPR. Lee, come here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I got some chocolate. I'm gonna eat it and see if it helps. Okay. Oh, and I didn't see this message. Neo said, I work well in photo editing and advertising, working on some video editing and 3D model skills. That's really cool. I'm not good at any of those things. Although I think it would be good for me to learn more about editing pictures and videos. You know, what with this. You want to head back to Babylonia for a checkup? How long have you been down here? No need. Lena frowns, clearly uneasy with the idea of returning to Babylonia. She shakes her head and continues to move the stick in her hand. Let's keep going. Where were we? Oh, right. Lena's intel is spot on. After clearing out 2 enemy positions on the map, The Iris Warbler squad makes it to the central purification filter at the city's heart. I will keep that in mind. Maybe it was built during a time when people still held on to dreams of reclaiming Earth. Like right in my throat, where it's like, it was like right in my throat where it was like an issue when I was talking. Ugh. Maybe it's gone now? Maybe. We'll see. Maybe it was built during a time when people still held on to dreams of reclaiming Earth. This filter doesn't feel like a utility. It looks more like a piece of art. And because of that, even after all this time, the inside hasn't decayed beyond repair. Even the handrails leading up to the tower have delicate patterns. Is this what's left of the Golden Age? Huh. Not even close to the standards of the Golden Age. As the only one here who actually lived through the Golden Age, Trojan lets out a dry chuckle. Back in the Golden Age, a tower like this wouldn't even count as a landmark in a single neighborhood. But now... Dust from the tower's roof sends Trojan into a coughing fit. Hey, same. She steps back, frowning, and sets down the filter core. Is this thing really gonna start up? I think it should work. Isla gives the old central purification filter. The old central purification filter a quick check, wipes away some dust, hooks up the power, taps a few parts, and somehow the screen lights up. Huh. Not bad. Didn't know WGAA trained people for this. I looked up the specs before the mission. And besides, understanding how large installation art works is part of our studies too. She carefully examines the central purification filter's control panel and removes the old core. You think Trojan's cute? The Science Council's manual says to connect the core using this port. No. The Science Council's manual says to connect the core using this port. Here's the cable. All 4 of them crouch around the central purification filter's core, waiting. One by one, the indicator lights flick on. The new core hums to life. Yes! Total success! The punishing virus concentration in the air is dropping! This is great! Sika walks around the central purification filter, monitoring the readings on her device. If it keeps running stably, we can... Wait. Just as the punishing virus levels plummet, Isla starts deploying a drone to scout ahead. But she suddenly freezes and rubs her eyes in disbelief. What is this? The others follow her gaze to the screen, and all of them unconsciously hold their breath. As if someone had stitched it in from another world, the outline of a magnificent city slowly appears on the horizon, revealed by the drone's camera. A Golden Age city. An unfinished city. Based on what the Iris Warbler squad sent back, we've pinpointed its location. It's called Constellia. Back in the Golden Age, it was only designed and partially built. The punishing virus outbreak hit just as construction started, inevitably leaving the unfinished city abandoned. But now... it looks almost complete. Did any human group really pull something like this off? Absolutely not. It's been far too long since the outbreak. No human group could have finished building something like this in a dead zone under these conditions. From the footage the Iris Warbler squad sent, it seems that inside this city... The video starts to play. On clean, orderly streets, a few small mechanoids gather as if socializing. After a moment, they split off and go their separate ways. Yeah, so I know this already from the first timeline. Constellia was built, or like finished, by a bunch of mechanoids, or just, you know, robots that ended up in the area. And they're, even more interestingly, awakened mechanoids. Which is to say, they're robots that have developed sentience. Because that's a thing that's been happening now in this world. Some of the AIs are becoming self-aware and sentient. Mechanoids? Yes, mechanoids. Celica confirms your statement and plays more footage. All the footage shows no signs of human life in this city. Just lots of mechanoids roaming around. We suspect it's similar to what Vanessa uncovered at the Corona orphanage. This city may be controlled by mechanoids with abnormal behavior patterns. From the final days of the Golden Age, the last crystallization of human civilization. Undoubtedly, a city like this holds unimaginable value. Has the Iris Warbler squad already entered the city? They have, but we've since lost contact. The ground radar still picks up the Commandant's mind beacon, but there's heavy signal interference inside the city. We can't reach them. What happened? After sending their report and receiving permission to continue exploring, they entered Constellia. Hi there! This is Isla! Hey, be serious. This is a mission report. Doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna watch it anyway. People do watch them. FOS kept plenty of mission records on file. Wait, is this already recording? Realizing the terminal has started recording, the chatter behind the camera shuts off. This is Isla. captain of the Iris Warbler Squad. Nice to see everyone. She clears her throat again, as if someone had tugged on her sleeve. We're currently at the edge of the city. It seems to be using some kind of special tech to block all electromagnetic signals. We can't use long-range comms at all. So we'll send out this first batch of recorded data from here. After this, we'll continue with the mission. Our top priority is to explore the city of Constellia. That's the end of our report. Next up... The hologram cuts off. That was the last message we received. It's been 3 days since then. Given the clear intel and our knowledge of the squad's location, we initially had no reason to send backup. But... in the dim conference room, the terminal flickers uncertainly. We received reliable intel that Corono sent a secret unit into Constellia. They moved in right after the filter core was replaced. Corono again. What's Corono doing there? Because... The conference room doors swing open. Nicola enters, finishing the sentence Celica left hanging. Because that city, on paper, was a joint investment by the four major economic blocs: Kowloon, Actelic, the Arctic Route Union, and the Transatlantic Economic Community. But in truth, Corono was the one pulling the strings behind Constellia's construction. I was in a meeting with the president and Alan. Sorry I'm late. He gives a small nod and takes a seat. So Corono went in to take the city back? No. Even Corono doesn't have the capacity to take over a city of this scale. Not right now. According to my sources, they entered Constellia to retrieve a specific experimental result. An experimental result? To be exact, an escaped test subject. And based on my previous knowledge from the original timeline, that would be Lena. Oh, hi, Wesley. How are you? I hope you're slaying today, too? The result of their mind integration and detachable modular technology experiments. A bioweapon said to be capable of forming special connections with constructs. Okay, good that you're just kidding. I would have been sad if you were not slaying. Because you're always slaying. It would have been so unheard of. And yeah, there's the gay voice. If I want to, I can really pile it on. Like, oh my god, Queen. Yes. There's like one thing Kieran knows how to say a lot that I don't know. It's like a long thing. It's like, yes, work, skinny legend, Versace, boots the house down, something like that. You probably know what it is. The only thing I've done, the thing that I have memorized is, hi, gay. Happy Pride Month. We are sashaying away with deals. This month at the Butter Shop, we're having a special deal. If you can prove that you're queer, we'll give you 3 pints off your choice chucked or drowned butter. And if you do mouth stuff, you get 4. Yeah, we love gay. And it's awesome. And we also make candles now. Wouldn't a candle be nice for gay stuff? Whether it's in the bedroom or just hanging out. Yeah, hey, wouldn't your partner want butter from the original old maid's home? We've been making butter since 1845, and we've been serving all people since the last 4 months. So yeah, We are gagging for you to come take a taste of Cecily's Butter Shop at Cecily's Butter Shop. My mom's friend is, I think is gay, so we think it's cool. Turn it off, Willard. What am I going on about? It's a video. You should be able to find it on YouTube if you just search "Hi Gay." It's very funny. Just how obsessed is Corona with these kinds of projects? Nicola has no desire to continue this topic. In any case, that's all the intelligence I have on the matter. Celica, what's the current status of the Grey Raven members? Lee is undergoing his regular hyperreal frame check at the Science Council. Liv is adapting to a new frame and requested Hippocrates to examine her mind. Liv new frame mention! Again! Currently, only Lucia and Commandant Luke from Grey Raven are available for surface operations. Egret is still recovering from their last mission. After Teasel defected, Vanessa brought on Leia as a new recruit. They're still finding their rhythm. Egret will be teaming up with Grey Raven. Your objective is to stop Corono and recover the test subject before he does. The majestic city, once just a projection, now stretches like a real path beneath your feet. It feels strangely vivid, yet dreamlike. After exchanging brief intel with Sika, Vanessa impatiently cuts the connection. What a pain, having to clean up after some cobbled-together ragtag squad. We've got to intercept Corona's forces, recover the test subject, and finish everything before the Purifying Force gets here. Vanessa, who usually stays calm even in the face of the harshest punishing virus crises, now frowns in open frustration. When are they going to get tired of these little games? I doubt they ever will. Vanessa makes a non-committal scoff. You know Sika? You pick up on something in Vanessa's voice during the earlier call. It sounds like her relationship with Sika isn't just professional. Unless you're so deaf you need a hearing aid, yes, it's just like you heard. I was her supervisor during her internship. She was the first student I ever trained. Her eyes narrow, as if recalling a particularly unpleasant memory. She was slow, not bright, just a hard-working idiot with no other redeeming traits. If she doesn't learn quick, I can totally see her ending up dead on some pointless battlefield. A sudden sting flickers through your mind, sharp and fleeting. Before you can think more on it, Vanessa ends the conversation. Let's move. I'm not wasting any more time on this mission. Ever since you entered Constellia, things haven't gone smoothly. All kinds of familiar enemies keep showing up, one after another. They are just mindless constructs built with mechanoids. They still manage to slow you down. By the time you regroup with Sika, the hull has already become a complete mess. What do you mean your squad member merged with the test subject? That's pretty much it. Sika's voice trembles under Vanessa's pressure, but she still manages to explain what happened on their way here. They encountered the mechanoid named Cervantes. After entering the hall, that armor suddenly abducted Lena and attacked everyone before fleeing. Bumbling fools running into foolish trouble. Vanessa actually rolls her eyes, something she rarely does. The purifying force has already reached Constellia. We need to retrieve the test subject now. Next. Please help us, Vanessa! Sika speaks up quietly, like she's mustering every ounce of courage. Could the Egret squad escort Trojan to safety? I'll go with Luke to find Lena. Why? She's dead weight. Because Lena is a member of the Iris Warbler squad. As the Commandant, I'm responsible for every one of them. Why does Sika's art look so different? I don't know. I mean, I think there's a few different artists who work on this game. But I don't know, like, definitively anything. I think part of it's gotta be her eyes. She's got, like, really big eyes. And her pupils look, like, white, which kind of creates, like, a weird look. She's also got 2 eyes, unlike Vanessa. Maybe that's having an effect. I think this is the better approach, too. After all, Lena is a member of Iris Warbler. You better not mess this up. If you do, I'll kill you myself. Before the purifying force even shows up. Ooh, congrats on getting botanist to level 90. With that, Vanessa and the last 2 Egret members leave with Trojan. With the way ahead now clear, Grey Raven and Iris Warbler advance along Lena's trail. Mindless mechanoids swarm from every direction, clearly trying to block their path. Damn it, why are there so many? Putting all her strength into it, Sika raises her weapon and takes out one of the mechanoids, gritting her teeth. No, we can't burn out the whole team here. What do we do then? Isla's frame is still in good condition. Go on. We split into 2 teams. One holds the line and breaks through, the other keeps chasing. With your encouraging gaze on her, Sika's words come more naturally. The Commandant and I will clear a path. Isla, you keep going. I'm exhausted. I'll stay here and support Luke. Isla, I'm counting on you now. I'll leave it to you, Isla. Alrighty! Her gun lance traces brilliant arcs through the air as the pink-haired construct charges straight into the battlefield that awaits her. 2 weeks later, in Constellia, the sun blazes down. Isla stands atop the windmill tower, her easel set up before her. So what happened next? Who did you meet? Just beyond the main hall, I ran into that mechanoid named Cervantes. Don't know why, but I had this strange feeling I'd see you there. Maybe it was just a hunch. If you had shown up, the whole story might have taken a different turn. This is because in the original timeline, Lena was still missing at the time, and she did show up unexpectedly in Constellia to offer some support. Maybe, if I had been there, I would have had your back. Of course you would! We're best friends! Yeah, best friends. As she brushes color onto the canvas, Isla continues her story. Cervantes just wanted to be part of this story, trying to prove some belief I couldn't really agree with, chasing his own answer. Losers will forever be losers. Nobody will remember what they could have achieved. Take this as my personal wish. Maybe I have been doing all of this just because I don't want my master to end up a loser. Allow me to be your enemy in this encore, Isla. The story has come to its final act. After hearing those words of yours, I want to see how you will prove them, or face your failure. To this world, we are but dust and screws. It is only a matter of time before we rot in vain. Without victories, our memories are nothing but dirt and shameful fragments. I still believe that if you don't give something your all, you can't really call it an ending. Whether you win or not doesn't matter. Even in defeat, you can still leave something behind. Something that's yours. He wasn't all that strong. It felt like he just wanted an outcome. And then, there was Lena. Her brush brings to life a rainy day. Soft gray clouds, a damp windmill tower, and Lena standing quietly inside it. When the battle ended and I woke up, Lena and the armor were both gone. I won't give up. I will find Lena again. One day, the Iris Warbler squad will come back together. Tearing off the finished page, Isla sweeps her brush again, filling the canvas with a bright blue sky. The Iris Warblers may be on indefinite break for now, but at least I found one other goal to chase. You mean Constellia? That's right! Cervantes has put me in charge of Constellia, and that's why I've invited you here. I'm planning to work with the Science Council to combine the windmill tower with the improved filter core. Together, we'll turn it into the very first true enhanced central purification filter. After that, Isla sweeps a brilliant rainbow across the canvas. Her smile shines just as brightly. I believe that with our efforts, we'll no doubt step into the next era. We'll give Cervantes a better answer than he ever imagined. Yeah, we will. She is an unbothered queen. Isla's just living her best life. Outside the windmill tower, the sky is perfectly clear. Vonnegut stands at a distance from Constellia, silently watching the windmill tower now turning in motion. Constellia, do you and Mr. Nemo have new plans for it, mister? You like Vonnegut too? He's so handsome. No. He had considered whether something had gone wrong with Constellia, which might have stopped the Hetero Tower from descending. But everything here seems normal. Nothing unusual has happened. Let's go. We'll go there and get the backup plan ready. It's time to push the red tide forward. Yes, mister. I swear, during the moments in Shaper's Ripples, when the Commandant and Vonnegut were together, I was definitely being like, wow, we're alone in a room together. So we can see from the images, we're now at the time, I guess around the time of both Wintry Shackles and Chaos Unsnarled. In Wintry Shackles, the Ascension Network kept pushing its new filtering, and it got Lucia caught up in it because Lucia and Alpha are technically the same person. So when Alpha was being refiltered by the network. Lucia also got drawn into it and got corrupted briefly. And the two of them had to work together to investigate an abandoned Chrono facility, learn some things. Alpha crossed swords with Lilith. It was extremely homoerotic, particularly on Lilith's end. Lilith was being very combat sadomasochist about it. And yeah, we dealt with that. Dealt with the Ascension Network issue. Cool, fine. And then in Chaos Unsnarled, that one dealt with number 21 and Vera getting into a bit of a predicament and getting caught in the Heterozone, which was a new blossoming area of like plant life and beasts created from the punishing virus. It was incredibly dangerous. They were trapped there for a bit. They almost died. But they made it out. Breaking free. The silver-white girl lies trapped within crimson crystal clusters, sleeping peacefully like a lamb waiting for sacrifice. After multiple checks and confirmed stability, the improved central purification filter core gets deployed quickly to all conservation areas under Babylonia's control. Safe zones pop up everywhere. While they can't totally wipe out the virus, they give humanity enough security to slowly take back lands that Punishing and the Red Tide have taken over. And that, my dear Luna, is pretty much the story of humanity's safe zones. Get it. This doesn't line up with what she saw before in the Ascension Network. Long ago, Luna used the Ascension Network's power to peek into the far future. Though her powers can't show the whole picture, she's certain of one thing. The trial will eventually arrive, selecting beings able to reach a higher existence. Yet, until today, she hasn't seen anything that could be considered the trial happening. Before Luna can figure out what stopped the trial from appearing, the Ascension Network already eagerly kicks off another round of filtering for its agents and descendants. Humanity's safe zones are growing, and the Ascension Network already senses the crisis. Luna, what do you want me to do now? Roland stands inside the created dreamscape as the silver-haired girl sits deep in thought in a hanging chair. Trying to figure out what she's planning, Roland speaks very carefully. Maybe I could go back to Vonnegut's side and read his reactions to get some useful info. No, that's not the best move. Luna brushes off his suggestion. Whatever schemes that agent and the humans are cooking up no longer concern us. No matter what he does, he can't possibly shake the Ascension Network. Just like I told Lucia. Lady Alpha? She's already here. Yes, before you got here. And why didn't she? Roland freezes for a moment, his gaze sweeping over Luna's form. Then why couldn't she rescue me? Because this is the price. It's the price for using the Ascension Network. The dreamscape gradually shatters, revealing the true nature of this area in the eerie dim light. The silver-white girl lies trapped within crimson crystal clusters, sleeping peacefully like a lamb waiting for sacrifice. Humans cut their safe zones, forcing the Ascension Network to speed up its filtering process under pressure. I gained new permissions from this filtering. But getting more permissions also means a deeper connection with the Ascension Network. This is the price I have to pay. That doesn't sound like a good deal. It's no big deal. I haven't taken that final step yet, so I won't be completely tied to the Ascension Network. She gazes off into the distance. Besides, I've already seen a new possibility. Before anyone else can find Luna, Alpha already arrives here, katana in hand. She finds Luna and with that discovers her own way forward. If Lucia could truly break free from the Ascension Network, then maybe the Ascendants could genuinely find a new possibility through this breakthrough. Luna closes her eyes, diving her consciousness into the complex web of the Ascension Network. Lucia hasn't cut her link to the Ascension Network yet. Maybe I can use the Ascension Network to see everything she's experiencing. She doesn't want her sister to take such risks. Blizzard is howling. Following the threads of the Ascension Network, Luna catches a faint glimpse of the snowfields. Two figures, one in black and one in white, stand locked in a stare down amidst the biting cold wind. In a flash, blades whiz through the air. It's Lucia. Her mind shares the same origin as mine. Is that why the Ascension Network has it in her sights too? Has her in its sights too? The brief but intense battle ends with Alpha and Lucia pulling back their weapons almost simultaneously. Luna gets a strong sense that during the fight, Lucia figured out a way to keep the Ascension Network in check. Next, as we agreed, she's headed to Fort Winter. The Ascension Network had previously picked up 2 fleeting signals from new specialized frames developed by humans. But lately, the Ascension Network unexpectedly snags a brief signal, coming from inside that research facility. Perhaps it's a chance for Alpha to break free from the Ascension Network. The iron gates, hidden within the snowfields, rumble open with a thunderous sound. Lucia and Alpha step into Fort Winter, only to be swarmed by endless waves of infected test subjects pouring in from all directions. They find themselves hemmed in at the center of the laboratory. The test subjects. They've broken out of the lower laboratory. Through Alpha's eyes, she sees everything unfolding inside Fort Winter. After getting unexpected data from Liv's Imperia and Bianca's Stigmata frames, Godwin becomes obsessed with grabbing absolute control of the Ascension Network. Just one more time. More punishing virus is injected into the test subjects. Godwin frantically records each set of data, trying to get a handle on the invisible tether that's just out of his reach. I've got it! It's right within my grasp! Professor! Professor! The test subjects have broken free from their restraints and are loose in the lower laboratory. Almost there. A test subject stands right behind him. Utterly foolish. Luna couldn't care less about humans bringing about their own downfall. Instead, she's tracing the last threads connecting Alpha to the Ascension Network, trying to pinpoint Alpha's location. Lucia. Luna has found Alpha. Countless reflections of Alpha shimmer in the shattered mirrors. The real Alpha, at the center, draws her blade, staring down all the nightmares in front of her. She's cutting down phantom after phantom as they leap from their cages, pushing her strength to its limits with every strike. She falls, then gets right back up, fierce flames blazing from the tip of her blade. The Ascension Network backed off. The girl, who's intimately connected to the Ascension Network, keenly senses its resolve faltering. It's about time. In an instant, the mirrored surface violently shatters. As the phantoms disappear, Luna loses her connection to Alpha. She made it. Though her struggle was incredibly brutal, Alpha finally breaks free from the cage that held her captive. The girl sits in her hanging chair, deep in thought. She managed to extract a piece of the Ascension Network, cutting ties with it completely. With Alpha gone, the Ascension Network is bound to make its move, and then it'll be her turn to act. The girl, trapped within clusters of crimson crystal, slightly opens her eyes. Luna? Lucia made it. She broke free from the Ascension Network's chains. While The moment Alpha escaped the Ascension Network, Luna seized the chance to grab new powers. Power surges through her body as Luna considers where to place her next chess piece. I'll give you new weapons, and then I need to try and seize control of the Ascension Network. You'll do something for me. The vermin on the grid are loudly conspiring. Understood, Luna. Roland hums a cheerful tune as he steps out of the dreamscape. Luna watches him go, feeling the furious waves of the Ascension Network's rage over Alpha's exit. I hope Roland gets a new frame sometime too. She's suffering from the same heat problems Lee is facing? Wait, who? Was someone blushing? I honestly didn't notice. Oh, Luna does kind of look like she's blushing. Invisible tendrils are already connecting to the branches of the Ascension Network. The small insect caught dead center in the spider's web starts cooking up its counterattack. She will eventually leave this place. Luna slowly closes her eyes, listening to the voice of punishing. She feels the Ascension Network's urgency and senses the punishing virus's agitation. She knows everything's surging forward. The red tide is gathering its strength for a powerful emergence. It grows slowly, nurturing new, unpredictable life forms. She has to seize this gift from punishing before the red tide incubates truly sentient life forms. On Earth, the red tide spreads through sludgy, muddy expanses. A hetero creature extends its bewildered tentacles from the swamp, desperately struggling toward the far side of the ruins, until its abdomen gets impaled on the sharp structural framework jutting from the broken walls. Ugh, that was a gross sound. A red tide-like fluid slowly oozes from its body as it gradually stops struggling. Ugh. Before the creature even quits moving, another hetero creature already tramples over its corpse, heading toward the other side of the ruins, that unknown destination, continuing to build their Babel Tower. As the gun smoke clears, Lee fires another shot into the hetero creature to finish it off, his expression grim as he stares into the distance. Several days ago, Lucia was placed under 24-hour continuous mind surveillance for unauthorized contact with an Ascendant. To keep Kurono from acting covertly and interfering with the Grey Raven Commandant again, Hassan authorized the other 3 Grey Raven members to take on a mission investigating red tide anomalies. According to the mission briefing, this conservation area lacks a central purification filter, and was set up independently by a group of refugees. They contacted Babylonia after noticing abnormal behavior among the surrounding hetero creatures. Cerberus Squad is busy investigating hetero creature intelligence within the conservation area. Meanwhile, Grey Raven's mission is to push to the outer perimeter and figure out if these hetero creatures are linked to the Red Tide. But as they arrive at the conservation area, news hits them. Number 21 and Vera have gone dark after venturing deep into the dead zone, looking for missing refugees. Any luck getting a connection with number 21, Grey Raven Commandant? Got a connection, but it just snapped. The sudden, forcible cutoff of the consciousness connection sends a painful ringing echoing through your ears. Commandant, you really don't have to push yourself too hard. Liv anxiously offers some medicine. I'm fine. It's number 21 who's in rough shape. We should hurry. The ringing in your ears from the neurological pain slowly fades, but the vision starts to blur at the edges. Those are... The edges of reality begin to warp as vegetation rustles ominously, and strangely colored roots violently rip through the soil. A canopy of discolored trees rapidly shoots up from the dark green forest. They coil and twist, roots entangling with branches, and branches contorting around roots. They seem to be different branches of the same tree, a single entity, an alien spherical forest. Vera, this isn't right. The ringing in their ears slowly fades as the deep purple spherical forest dissolves from view, revealing the lush woodland that was there all along. Is it the deja vu again? Commandant, hetero creatures are pushing forward from that direction. There's no time to ponder what the vision might be foretelling as Lee returns from the flank to report on the situation ahead. Evacuation takes priority. Keep trying to connect with number 21 during our evacuation. Number 21? Faint white noise echoes back through the conscious beacon. Remote connections remain difficult due to Punishing's interference. Again. Grey Raven Commandant? Thank goodness. Captain is hurt. I need to save Captain. Yeah, it is getting pretty late, but I do plan to at least try it. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight. And good night, Drago. I hope you get some good rest. Thanks for hanging out. Number 21, where are you? A brief silence hangs on the line from the consciousness beacon. Then, number 21 stammers, repeating Vera's instructions. Forest. Shadow. Southwest. Don't you worry, we're coming for you now. The connection might cut out when we're on the move, so stay sharp. Captain and I will be careful. Commandant! Are they both alright? They're in the southwest part of the forest. When are you gonna get your new frame, Noctis? Or your old frame? I'd also like for him to get an S-rank frame at some point. That's not what you expected him to look like? Well, it's not what he has looked like until recently. I mean, his outfit is, like, pretty similar, but he's got updated art. Because he got, like... Well, in-universe, he got like updates to his frame. Out of universe, he got updated art because he became playable. They're in the southwest part of the forest. Grab medical supplies. We're moving to extract them now. He's like, yeah, he's like a very like light red. He's got like very light red hair. Not quite pink, but close. Following the coordinates number 21 sent, the team clears out hetero creatures along their path, reaching the forest boundary in no time flat. By the time they pick up their trail, it's pitch black. The dead zone's right ahead, Commandant. You and Liv should hold back here while Noctis and I... Wait, that... Who are you? At the forest's edge, where the reddish-brown red tide stains the ground, a swift black shadow springs from the looming woods. Lee brings up his weapon, eyes glued to the shadow that just bursts out. Wait! The shadow slowly gets to its feet. Under the searchlight's beam, their silhouettes finally take shape. Oh, interesting. Vera's in her Garivore frame this time, instead of her Rosen frame. It's number 21 in Vera. Put down your weapon! Number 21's body is so heavily stained with red tide and vital fluid that she hardly looks like a construct anymore. Except for Lee and Liv, all the constructs who came with them keep their weapons rigidly trained on the newcomers. The white-haired girl takes the measure of the wary construct surrounding her, like a predator assessing the weaknesses of its prey. Put down your weapons, now! A sudden memory of number 21's previous stress responses sends alarm bells ringing. Noctis must have caught on to the same thing. Hey! Are you deaf? I said put down your weapons! Noctis shoves aside the construct blocking his path and bellows at everyone. Surprisingly, the girl doesn't lunge forward in a frenzy, as everyone feared she might. I'm not a corrupted. She meets every watchful gaze fixed on her. This time, she makes no move to tear anyone to shreds. Instead, she clearly states her intentions. I am number 21 from Cerberus. She helps Vera to her feet. Oddly, Buddy, the support drone Vera usually has trailing her, is nowhere in sight. Because Buddy died! Although, did that still happen in this version? In the old timeline, Buddy died. Captain is hurt. Needs immediate treatment. The constructs seem momentarily stunned, their bodies still frozen. Help her, damn it! Get a stretcher! Where's that emergency kit I brought? The infection has far exceeded safe levels. We need to clear out the punishing virus first. Liv deftly pulls out the emergency medical kit. Under her guidance, the other constructs finally drop their guard and start to help. Vera's frame. Push down the questions bubbling up. Now is not the time to ask Vera when she swapped to her Garivore frame. Lee, record the hetero creature data from this area. For some reason, that oddly colored spherical forest just sticks in your mind's eye. In my mind's eye, I can't shake it. We fought tooth and nail for this safe zone. We can't let anything rock the boat and shatter this fragile peace. Leave it to me. Lee gives a knowing nod, then turns on his heel and heads into the dead zone with his collection gear. A few days later, Babylonia. Lee's data from the dead zone turned up some real head-scratchers. Both the evolving hetero creatures acting in concert and the red tide, which is kicking their evolution into high gear. After they die, the hetero creatures just melt to the soil, only to be birthed anew by the red tide. It's like a second coming. Whether someone is deliberately cultivating these creatures, or this is just the red tide's natural progression, either way, it spells trouble for Babylonia. Luckily, the improved central purification filter cores are still doing the trick. Going forward, as long as we can keep swapping out the cores without a hitch, we can at least put a pin in the safety of the conservation areas. Deep in thought, mulling over the topics just discussed in Babylonia's highest level classified meeting, you step out, loosening the tight strap of your hat. Even though the new central purification filter cores can only scatter the punishing virus rather than destroy it, and the dispersed virus is bound to pull itself back together somewhere else, as long as it doesn't show up in big, concentrated bursts, the situation remains manageable. On top of that, after the meeting, Celica sent over the population disappearance report from last period. The frequent disappearances caused by hetero creatures incidents might be worth looking into. Could this tie back to the dispersed punishing virus? Luke. Down the empty corridor, a silent figure in white lurks around the corner, waiting until you get close before speaking up. Oh, come to think of it, you were asking about someone with, an inver device that's cat ears. These are dog ears. Wolf ears, more specifically, but that's pretty close, isn't it? Number 21 is waiting for Captain. Captain suddenly switched to the Garivore frame before battle. This needs to be reported. Why would Vera suddenly change frames? Captain changed frames after talking to Commandant Murray. I don't know anything else. Number 21 points to a tightly closed door on the other side, then looks up at the human. Luke is passing by. Can Luke chat with number 21? As if worried about being rejected, number 21 furrows her brow, thinks for a moment, then adds, Luke promised number 21 before. If I have problems, I can find Luke. Sure you can. You check your schedule, confirm you're free, and find yourself leaning against the wall next to number 21. Speaking of how before I mentioned that Isla was like the one character who didn't have emotional problems, number 21 is like the opposite of that. Nothing about her is normal. She was raised as a test subject, so she's never really lived a normal life. And because she never really had, like, social development being raised as a test subject, there are times that she behaves more like a beast than a human. Hence the wolfiness of this particular frame of hers. Number 21 remains quiet for a moment, clearly unsure how to break the ice. Then, in a soft voice, she says, I never got to thank you. What do you mean? It's about Buddy. The girl in white tilts her head up, a faraway look in her eyes as if replaying a memory. She's thinking back to that day when she and Vera fought their way through the hetero creature encirclement, took down the corrupted Buddy, and barely escaped the dead zone. So Buddy did still get corrupted in this timeline. No! Buddy! Number 21. Cannon said if she sees Snore, she'll help keep it safe for you. You recall the oddly dressed girl, still a bit taken aback by her unique construct style. You'd never seen anything quite like it. But before all that... What exactly happened to Buddy?
Buddy's gone missing. It's alright. I've already found Buddy.
You... Number 21 seems to have undergone some kind of inner transformation. More than just a frame replacement. It's like... she seems to have carved out her own way of being in this world.
I only just realized it.
Do you need to say goodbye to Buddy?
Goodbye.
Number 21 knits her brows, as if she grasps it and yet doesn't, all at once. It's like saying goodbye to a friend.
I don't want to say goodbye to Buddy. But I do want to say goodbye to Buddy. Luke, will you come with me?
Vera is still out cold. Number 21 instinctively glances at the human standing in front of her. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a name. Good old Final Fantasy XIV player names. Let's head back for treatment first. Once your treatment's done, I'll go with you.
Yes. I want Luke to come with me. We're going to say goodbye to Buddy together.
The next day, it's still dark out. In the conservation area, residents are sound asleep when a loud knocking rattles the Grey Raven Commandant's door. It's an energetic number 21 standing there. Number 21?
Number 21's treatment is complete. Luke promised to say goodbye with me together. She just had her bandages removed, but she insisted on coming here.
Liv just shakes her head, a clear sign she tried and failed to stop number 21. Yes, I made a promise to number 21. Let's go. I just didn't expect my promise to be fulfilled at 5 a.m. As the first hint of dawn breaks, I pull on my protective suit. Number 21 and I make our way through the Dead Zone's forest. We easily handle the hetero creatures that swarm around us. Suddenly, number 21 stops dead in her tracks in a specific spot. Is this the place?
This is it.
The wolf-eared girl crouches, silently gazing at the metal fragments strewn across the ground.
Buddy.
Goodbyes are just something you know how to do. You don't need a lesson. Number 21 repeats its name over and over, her voice low and somber.
I'm sorry.
She gently touches the familiar fragments that remain. Each metal piece a memento of the countless days and nights they shared.
Those headaches were you calling out to me, weren't they, Buddy? I'm sorry, Buddy. I was too dense to realize you were crying for help.
So this is why number 21 grew up so fast. In this dog-eat-dog world, every step forward means losing a part of yourself.
Number 21 got justice for Buddy.
Number 21 gathers the fragments from the ground, carefully making a small pile.
I beat back all those bad things that snatched Buddy away. I'm not letting them take Captain from me again. But I'm sorry, Buddy. I couldn't keep you safe.
The girl stubbornly repeats these words, doggedly digging through the dirt, scavenging for every last metal fragment and piling them up.
So, Buddy is always with me. I'm never letting those bad things steal Buddy's Haruka again.
She gazes at the small pile of metal fragments, pressing her hand against her chest. Sunlight filters through the leaves above, illuminating the girl's determined expression that borders on reverence.
Buddy is always, always with me.
The wolf-eared girl completes her goodbye in her own unique way. Yes, Buddy is always with you. By losing a part of herself, she also finds her own freedom.
Afterward, I headed back to Babylonia with the captain and Noctis. I haven't thanked Luke yet. Thank you, Luke, for telling me I could still say goodbye.
It's alright. But that day, I also meant to ask, what does Haruka even mean?
Kennen taught me the word Haruka. She's our friend. Haruka means tribe.
I'm gonna go into the codex because I want to show what Buddy looks like. Oh, it's a new day in game. So Buddy, well, there's different versions of Buddy, but to put it simply, it's number 21's original frame's weapon. So this is Buddy. Well, this is one version of Buddy. This is the strongest version of Buddy, I should say. This is Buddy. Buddy's dead now. He's just a little guy. It didn't deserve it. And like when I first went through the Chaos Unsnarled chapter, I did not expect them to kill off Buddy. Not at all. Yeah, he's cute. Ugh. Yeah. Just a little guy. Oh, I think actually maybe I will end here for tonight, because I do still want to do that audition if I can. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but I want to at least give it a shot. And I'll do the rest of this chapter another day. I have something I want to do tomorrow night, and I might be playing D&D on Friday night. So tomorrow's a no, Friday's a maybe. If I can't do either of those days, I'll probably do Saturday. Because I do want to get moving. Especially because I'm pretty sure next week, the next Wuthering Waves update comes out, and it's gonna have the finale to the Renacita story arc. And I'm excited! Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye here. Thanks, everybody. It seems like this might be kind of a long chapter, which makes sense because we're kind of, like I said, like speed running a bunch of old chapters, but in the new timeline. It's interesting. I'm interested to see like the ways that things will change in this version. So let's see who's still streaming. Ooh. How about we go... Let me check first if this person is going to be finishing up soon. Oh, okay. It doesn't seem like it. It looks like he... So I think I'm going to raid Fane Velasco. He's like a bounty hunter archer VTuber, and he's currently doing a co-working stream. I don't know him very well, but he seems very nice. A long time ago, he took a chance on me and like raided me, despite not really knowing me that well, and I'm very grateful to him for that. So hopefully, like, I don't know, I hope it would be cool if we could like become better friends sometime. But yeah, so we're gonna raid him. Thanks everybody for coming. I hope to see you again sometime soon. And I hope you all have a good rest of your week. Bye bye.